So, my name is Vijay, and I take care of NASSCOM 10,000 startups in the region of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. I would like to take a couple of minutes to talk about the NASSCOM 10,000 Startup Initiative. It's an initiative by NASSCOM which we started in the year 2013, wherein we wanted to impact 10,000 startups by 2023. To do that, we follow a model called FAME, Funding Acceleration, Mentoring, and Enterprise Connect. We have 10 startup incubators, which we call as warehouses across the country right now, which is primarily focused at early stage startups, looking at product technology startups. Another vertical that we cater to is in virtual startups, which is primarily focused at growth stage startups. And third part is the NASSCOM Industry Partnership Program, which is currently India's largest merger M&A program for corporate innovation. Today we have, as part of the SME Connect, we wanted to showcase 3 of our startups which could possibly be of good value to all the SMEs out here. So today the startups that we will be presenting in front of you are Abda Digital, which is into ad tech space. Another startup is Techforce.ai, which is into cloud DevOps. And the third startup is Smart Social, which is into social media analytics. The startup would be doing a pitch for 6 + 1, 7 minutes, followed by question and answers if you have any. So over to the first company, Abda Digital. Shivam, over to you.
Thank you, Vijay. I hope I'm audible. No? Hello? Yeah. So, hello everyone, I am Shivam, representing Abda Digital. And I'm here to introduce you all to a new way of advertising and reaching out to your customers called the Hola Cards. So before starting up my pitch, I would just like to take 10 seconds to show you what a Hola card looks like. Vijay, could you please? So Hola cards basically are micro ads which run on HTML5 CSS. These cards are extremely lightweight and interactive. Now as SMEs, we all know that it's important to reach out to your customers, but it's more important when a customer can reach back to you. And that is how we bridge the gap. We have introduced something called call to action buttons in these micro ads. So these are the first kind of advertisements where your customers, your audience can directly reach out to you by just by a press of a button. So these little birds are called micro ads, call to actions. Could you please press just one of them, the call one, so I can show them? Yeah. So your customers, your audience can just reach out to you by just clicking on a button, reach out to your websites. Now we all know that a good way of marketing is SMS, email, but SMS does not give you the freedom to introduce your service or pitch out your products. That's where we come in. Could you please put on the as I say, it's an innovative way to market your product. Lightweight, it can be sent over SMS, it can be sent over email, it can be put up over WhatsApp. Now that WhatsApp is opening its API for businesses. And yeah, so advantages. So one is, now it's the age of advertising over mobile. Statistics say 70% of the advertising is done on mobile, and people prefer it when they see it over mobile. And you do not need to install any app to pitch on these cards. You just need to send a link, and that link could be opened up in any browser. The best part over here is we also provide analytics, which is important in marketing, as you would agree. And in those analytics, we also provide user tracking, where you can track individual users. You can see if a particular user of your, let's say you have millions of users, have opened a card, which call to action have they clicked on. You can target them. So coming to use cases, a few of our major customers are Dr. Reddy and Vodafone. Dr. Reddy wanted to showcase how to use a particular product, and they used our animation to just pitch out to their customers, send a link, and they would easily be able to open up their link and see how the particular product works and how it happens. The second major customer which we have is Vodafone. Vodafone is introducing multiple packs, and hence it sends out links to their customers, pop-ups to their customers saying that you can click over here and select your link. And we also provide surveys and RSVPs. And how many of you agree with me that you actually need to take survey and take feedback from your customers? And if you 1, 2, 3, 4, many of them. And these are a few cards that we give. Dr. Reddy's one, Vodafone, Continental. We do have our customers all over the world. These are a few cards from Bahrain. And when you compare how Hola card, we call this micro cards as Hola card, are different from email or WhatsApp or SMS. In SMS, you have just 140 characters. They do not fill in your gap. They do not showcase how your service. They do not showcase your products. That's where you can just send a small link and also collect back the analytics about, is there any customer, like, are we reaching the correct people? And email would give you a small option to put up a text and all. That's where you can just put up a GIF. We can convert to GIF. We have also come up with a portal where you can just drag drop the images and make your own interactive cards, launch the campaign from the same portal and get the analytics. You also have features of automation and stuff. So that's my pitch. Thank you. Any questions? So it's not a gift card. It's actually micro animations where you can showcase your service, you can showcase your product, and the animations can be made according to your needs. You don't buy that. We make those animations for you.
I'm not able to get, like, how do you, if I'm going to be your customer, let's say, okay,
so
I want to advertise something. So how do I get to you, and like, how do I get that card, and how do I get it to the customers?
Yeah, so there are two ways about it. One is we provide it as a service where you get in touch with us, you show us your requirements, you give us a few pictures, and we make the card for you. And the second is we have a portal called the Hola Designer, where you get the option to just drag drop the images and make a card like this for you, for yourself. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Shivam.
I don't need to bend my neck. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Hari Krishna from Techforce.ai. I just want to say one thing before I move forward that has occurred just recently in the lunchtime. So when I met one of the gentlemen and said, like, okay, this is Hari, Techforce.ai. So immediately he told me that, like, okay, what do you do with the workforce? And I said, like, okay, that's a good point. Then the name is really passing some kind of a message. So what we do is, like, we augment the workforce with our technology, bots. As you know, like, bots and AI and ML are the buzzwords these days, and we are not left behind. We're also into the race. But what makes us unique, or most likely unique, let me put it that way, is that, like, we are trying to build bots. First thing is in the IT space. Second is, like, we are trying to build it with three pillars, and the NLP, automation, and cognitive technology. So as everybody knows, like, this is a published thing from McKinsey that, like, not even 6% of the entire world is digital as of today. The reasons could be many, but, like, we really wanted to be a part of that journey to make the customer digital. So how are bots going to help us? I mean, everybody knows, just I'm reiterating the same thing. So we humans are very good at cognitive skills, as is, processes, and when it comes to common sense and understanding things. But when it comes to data, crunching of numbers, probably if I'm not a Shakuntala Devi, it's a very tough thing for me to crunch the numbers. So, but bots are really good at that because they are code, piece of code that runs very fast. And when you combine these two together, that makes the unique force, that is the super workforce that we are trying to build. we are um, working on three things that are to the customers. As I said, like we are the first, I might say first in as far as I know, AI bot force, and we are running on again these three pillars are run, change and grow. What I mean by that is like run is these bots will help you to support the day-to-day operations. Second point is they are designed to migrate you to a new technology or upgrade yourself. And the third grow is like if you are not digital as of today, then you can be transformed using our bots. So these are all the different bots that we have built or trying to build. Just to give a little bit of more introduction on what exactly I'm talking about is these bots into the IT space perform project management operations and DevOps operations and then cloud operations and service operations. We are yet to go into the space of testing, that's under construction, and the security and knowledge space. And what exactly they do is like the Agile bot, which is the PM bot, and the cloud DevOps bot integrate with various market leading tools. So if I take the Agile bot, it integrates with Jira and Agile Central to perform various operations. I'll go to the details once I get to that slide. And we are integrated right now with various tools, as you see, like Jira, GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Jenkins, and in different categories of our bots. And just going back to the point that like, yes, we do have a lot of bots today. I mean, like, some of them are pure NLP bots, chat bots, and then like some of them are like vertical bots. But what makes us unique is like one single company making across the domains, across the verticals, and various spaces of IT together is, which will work hand in hand. That's the most important part. If I have a PM bot and doesn't talk to a DevOps or doesn't talk to the cloud or whatever is infrastructure we have, then it's a half-done job. But what we are trying to evolve is make these bots work in hand in hand and evolve a single chain of events that could give you the required ROI. The important point that we are trying to solve, the problem that we are trying to solve, how to get the maximize the benefit, reduce the cost and reduce the time by increasing the productivity. This is what exactly we are trying to do. So when we talk about okay, I'll just go here. I'll come back later. So Agile bot is the PM bot that as of today is integrating with Jira to perform planning, execution, and analytics. So yeah, Jira has a lot of stuff, definitely. But when it comes to management personnel or a developer going and updating their work log, it will be much easier when you say that, okay, you can just type in a command or speak to the bot and say that, hey, can you update my work log? Yeah, it does. So you can talk to the bot and say that like, this is what I need to do. So our bots are completely, speech is yet to be integrated, by the way. It's in the process, but as of today, we have the complete NLP support and the machine learning, underlying machine learning, which will understand what the user is trying to do based on the context. And Agile bot, you can do the planning. So start from the planning phase, you just give the bot, not us, the user stories what you have, and it will create a complete Agile planning for you, including the sprints. It will enable you with NLP on all the executions. It will give you analytics with machine learning embedded into it. Next comes the DevOps bot, and with this we are able to deploy a CI/CD pipeline, the continuous integration, continuous deployment pipeline within 45 seconds. So not only the deployment of DevOps bot, but I have to read this out guys because I'm not a technical expert in that area. So what it does is like it create a DevOps environment, set up high availability Kubernetes cluster, microservice load balancer, Jenkins deploy and configure, and SonarQube deployment. This is done through CloudBot, and a private container registry, And this whole process is actually, if you talk about this whole process to be done, it might take anywhere between 8 to 16 hours if you have a very good admin working on it. Seriously speaking, you need a real tough admin to do all this stuff. But when you're using the DevOps bot, you really don't need an expert out there. A normal developer or a junior admin can also perform this job. So as I said earlier, we are trying to augment the workforce. We are not trying to eliminate the workforce here. We're trying to augment the workforce with our bots to perform their day-to-day operations. The cloud bot, you can deploy any application onto any of the clouds or on-prem using the cloud bot with a basic skill that is required. That's it. Like, you don't need to be expert in that area. And currently we are integrating to 15, we are able to deploy 15 to 16 applications. One is bare metal deployments, second is a Docker deployments, and other is using Kubernetes deployments. And we are also partnering with not only this, and let me just come back, I'm sorry. So the other bot is a service bot that is integrated to ServiceNow, which you can use NLP and ML to perform the day-to-day service operations. A support engineer can be more efficient in using the service bot. So apart from these 4 bots that we built in-house, we call the skills, we also partnered with various enterprises as well as small-scale, small SME companies to build more and more bots in a program called Speed Exchange. So out of those, some I can name as Ping is one of the identity federation software in the market as of today, and we are able to work with Ping Identity to run their managed services, customer managed services using our bots. So one of the primary point that I would like to mention is like our end objective is not only to just sell the bots out there, but run the managed services to show the cost effectivity and the speed of and accuracy using our bots. So PingBot is one of the things that came out, and then there is another Oracle Service Cloud bot is one thing that we are working for a customer, and other thing is for SAP HANA, and we also have something called a lab as a service, which we are working with academic institutions which are into training. So we manage their complete environments by deploying the Hadoop clusters. One of the things that we are doing is SAP HANA and Hadoop cluster creation. So if you are to create these Hadoop clusters by your own and you want to maintain it, you not only need an admin, but the kind of a technology also is like more niche, what I would say. But with the bot, you can effectively use the Hadoop clusters or the environment, the big data environment, by shutting down after, because training institutes don't run 24/7, and you don't need it, you need to shut it down. So these bots are so intelligent enough to understand, or you can schedule it to get it down when it's not working and get it up, so that like your cloud costs are going down. So we have proven this with a couple of customers. The use case I'll talk about it after this. The other thing that we are partnering with one of the companies and working is on the spend management for the cloud. So right now we are on the AWS and Azure. We use the Spot instances to deploy any kind of a application. So right now we are talking about a Hadoop deployment and Spot instance. Okay, you might ask me, Spot instance they can be brought down any moment of time, right? So what if? So we have elastic algorithm that would identify when the Spot instance would come down and migrate your stuff to a different Spot instance. So that way you're reducing cost by 80%, over 80% really speaking. This is one of the very important feature of our bot. So as I said, like lab as a service, we are deploying it on for a academic institution which is spread across India, and our concept of hire a bot is one of the concepts that we have. You don't need to really employ, if you are a small company and you don't have a bandwidth of hiring a person, an administrator, then you have the feature of hiring a bot for $5 or $1 or whatever it is, I'm just saying X dollars, and then like get it off it without any HR implications of removing an employee, and that has become a big thing right now, right? So So that's on the case studies. That's all. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Hari?
So how many deployments have you done so far?
Actually, that's a good point. I forgot to mention that like we are a 1 year, 3-month-old company, and our development is 8 months old, and we have 4 customers at this point of time in various areas. Like we are spread out into multiple domains. From a lab as service, we have 1 customer, and we are getting into SAP HANA region. And then like for the DevOps part, we got 1 customer, and the other 2 on the cloud part.
Customers are where?
They are, couple of them are in India and couple of them are in US. So one is a service company out of US, North Carolina.
ServiceNow, you said you're doing something there?
Yeah, ServiceNow integration is what it's in under progress. So not only ServiceNow, we are integrating with various other ITSM tools also, but ServiceNow is a prime thing because that's the market leader as of today. The biggest thing about integration is not just NLP integration that I'm talking about. I mean, NLP integration any bot can do, seriously speaking. It's not a big deal today when you have a lot of chatbots out there in the market. The biggest thing is the ML that is underlying it. To understand what the user wants as a part of this request. Understanding the patterns that he or she has created a tickets in the past. And not only that, like if that ticket has a solution for it, we automatically deploy it. So let's say we are we worked on a couple of areas where is Oracle DBA and Oracle ERP side. Oracle DBA, we keep getting a lot of requests saying some just need a restart of a server, or some needs a small patch that needs to be deployed. It's a known problem. So such things, the bot automatically identifies and deploys to the target environment. I'm sorry. This is a SaaS. No, this is SaaS model. So I think it's a like, yeah, on the cloud. So it's all seamless for you, really speaking. No, it's our own platform. NLP is our own, ML is our own. No. Initially we piggybacked on Louis to start with, and then we migrated to our own platform. We have that provision. If the customer wants their NLP platform to be integrated, yes, we do that. And one other thing that we are doing for Oracle CX Cloud is like taking their NLP platform and also like we are embedding our CX bot into their website. I mean, that's a easy thing to do, but like we not only force the customers to, we don't force the customers to really use our UI. Rather, if you want your website to be, you give a widget space for us in your portal, we embed our bot into your portal. I'm not getting the right word, but like, no, not as I was saying. Like, yes, there are competitors in the NLP area, or if you take a single bot, there are a lot of competitors. But if you want to look at an area or an area where you have integration between all these bots working hand in hand, I mean, I could not find any. Seriously speaking, I'm not getting the right word, but I'm not trying to be over smart. But this is what our observation is. I mean, if somebody knows, I'll be really glad to understand if there is a company that does such kind of a job. I mean, that's probably, I may not be able to answer that question. I'm sorry. I'll tell you about that, yes. So automation is anywhere is in the RPM. The space is RPM space, not as IT space. So when I went to Bangalore last time to present to the NASSCOM event, they were the one who came to us and said like, yes, RPM is as you said, like they are everywhere in the world, Australia and everywhere. But they were ready to partner with us on the IT space because that is one area they don't have it right now. If you talk of a DevOps bot, if you take harness.io, there do DevOps. They do DevOps. I know the competitors in individual areas, but if you're talking about a company that has an integrated platform that can work in hand, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could be ignorant, but like, as I say, I don't know.
We're running short of time here. Right. We can always take the questions offline. Hari, you can just be around.
I'm glad to do that. I mean, if there are no questions, then probably either it should be well understood or like completely not understood. So I don't want to fall into the second category. So if you don't understand or like I'm too cryptic or complex explanation, then please let me know. I mean, I'll be able to work one-on-one with you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Hari.
First of all, thanks NASSCOM for this wonderful opportunity. Hope you enjoyed the session since the morning. So we built an AI-driven social media marketing automation tool. So I have a question for you, all of you. So what do you think a social media for a business? To do what? To do what exactly a social media a business can leverage on? So if you say just for sales, I would completely disagree. Because based on the famous book written by a famous author, so he said social media is to build brand, to build a community of people who share the similar interest, to develop a relationship with your audience and make them your evangelist ultimately. So that's what missing currently today. So if you look at 90% of the time you see all the business pages, their Facebook page, LinkedIn page, they keep pushing the content about their own service, their own product, but you hardly see any engagement, which means likes, shares, comments. But we came up with a rule called 50-30-20, which means 50% of the time that you should give them an entertainment which gets their attention first of all, and then 30% is you just give it to them, which means what are the relevant or interesting topics for your audience in the same business line. You try to keep sharing those kind of news articles or blog articles, and then the rest of the 20% you should looks like it doesn't need to be a selling advertisement, but you should be coming up with a smart way of selling out with your own product or service. So that's exactly where 80% of the the content recommendation, that's what our tool help you with. So in terms of helping you every day create 3 to 5 relevant posts for your audience, that's where our tool can help you. And not only content recommendation, it does plenty of other tools in social media marketing. So if you look at typical social media marketer journey today, for content creation, he has to go through some of the tools, and for bringing out the topics, what kind of content I need to create, because as you know, like take any marketing goal, content is the key. So he needs to come up with the content. So to get ideas of topics, etc., use set of tools. And then if he wants to bring out a custom image, custom banner, you use again set of tools to kind of figure it out, free images, which is copyright, not without any copyright issues, and then he try to add them. And then again, hashtags. As you know, hashtags are very powerful in terms of giving you the visibility to larger audience. So people use other sort of tools to get relevant hashtags for a particular context. And then whenever you share a link, so people go to that third-party link, right? But how do you drive the traffic back to your website? So there is a concept called backlinking in social media. So there are again such tools exist. And typically once you're ready with a post, so you don't need to log into different logins and then post it every damn social media channel. So you post it at once, the tool will post on behalf of you rest of the channel. So that's where there are again scheduling softwares, Hootsuite, etc. And there are other ways that you can actually increase your fan base as well. So that's where we introduce proudly a Smart Social. It's a one-stop platform which does all of, using which you can actually achieve most of your marketing goals, saving 70% of the cost that you typically spend on your marketing tools, and also 100 hours on an average per month with its automation. So now if you look at the typical journey of a marketer using social media, Smart Social, looks like first he had to just sit and set up all the settings at once, and most of the things happen at the back end. So the tool starts recommending you the relevant content based on your input, and also it attaches whenever you start sharing something from the dashboard, it automatically attaches the relevant hashtags, and also attaches the backlink. And most importantly, it can monitor your Facebook page comments. Let's say what we do manually when we get a positive comment on your social media, that shows some significant, sign for people that that some were interested in your content or a service or a product. So what we do manually, we like the comment, we replying saying thanks, we send him a private message, why don't you use this coupon code to get this much discount, download now. So these are the call to actions that we do whenever we get a comment on our social media, so which can be completely automated using our tool. So you can select, okay, whenever you receive a positive comment, you do this action. So our tool can differentiate between a positive comment, negative comment, question, complaint, suggestion, spam, vulgar, etc., and then it can take a default action set up by you. So ultimately, it can also help you in terms of organically grow your audience. So if you take a look at our business model, so how we sell it's a SaaS platform. It can you can just buy it out our platform. If you have already people who manage your social media, or if you already have agency, you can recommend this tool instead of they using multiple tools, which is like 5,000 per month. If you take it annual, it will reduce to 3,500 per month. Where we have also support model, where since you are looking at a small and medium businesses, they don't have much idea of social media. At the same time, they cannot burn their pockets on for giving it a digital marketing agency, which typically takes about 20,000 or 40,000, etc. So we came up with a very reasonable cost support model, where we only take care of your social media marketing every day, creating 3 to 5 posts, and then using all these awesome features, and then spreading your marketing message across your relevant audience. And we also send you weekly reports, what happened, how you actually gain more audience, or how you get more site visits from marketing social media channels, etc. So there is a clear ROI. So if you can look at our results, so there one customer after using for 3 months, he has seen significant results in terms of 80% increase in site visits. So if you decide your marketing goal is to get audience to your site, so that you can set up in the settings, and then he gets 90% increase, 98% increase in engagement, and then 113% in followers, and 200% plus in impressions, etc. So, and these are all our loving customers. So they cater across different industries. So few are from travel industry, few are from fashion industry, few are from e-commerce, recruitment. Because everybody who has their audience in social media is the best tool for them. So for here the my offer is like whoever can mail me, so that we'll get any of the plans that you'll get 20% discount so you can just reach out to me through my mail, or you can connect me with any of your social media marketers or digital marketing agencies, so that we can take up for the demos. So hope you love it. Please feel free to give me any feedback or any questions. Come back to me. Thanks for everyone.
Thank you, Santosh. That's all. That's what it's from our end, ladies and gentlemen, from 10,000 Startups. Hope you enjoyed the pitches. Probably in the next SME Connect, we'll be able to showcase more meaningful, more better, really upcoming technologies.